Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to see you today. My name is Dustin Cormier, and you're watching another episode of How to Rock Astrology. Thank you so much for coming. Today, we're going to be learning about what happens when you have the Sun in Aquarius and Mars in Leo, and that delicious opposition happening there. Welcome. As I said, I'm Dustin Cormier. I like to show you this little thing. If you want to learn more about me, check out my channel, dustincormier.net, or you can read my book. And here's a little glimpse of the main figures of my chart, just so you get a sense of the person giving you the information. Welcome. As I said, this is Sun in Aquarius with Mars and Leo. I'm going to be talking about my own take on it. And then we're going to talk about the bedroomy side of this combination, coming from Erotic Astrology. I am a Vedic astrologer. I started off being steeped in the Western tradition, and now I'm trying to translate the gold that I've received from Vedic astrology in ways that Westerners, I'm hoping, can appreciate. So today we're talking, this little part of this series has been all about Mars and Leo. If you want to listen to more about Mars and Leo, check out the first video in this series. The gist of it is that Mars is very close to its debilitation point in Cancer here. That's something we've been talking about a lot. It's much better than Mars in Cancer because Mars and the Sun are actually best friends. So this Mars is good by dignity, but that means that it's like the Leo-ness helps this Mars understand in a fixed way what things it can do over time that help Mars inspire itself to be useful and effective and logical and strategic in how it uses its vital energy. That's really what Mars is all about. Unfortunately, the problem is that because it's so close to Cancer, it really loses a lot of this important data collection about what is useful in the use of its vital energy. This is an emotional placement of Mars, which makes it very passionate, very soulful, very explosive, which can do a lot. It's like a shotgun with a lot of gunpowder and firing power when it does hit. The only problem is that it takes a long time to reload, which is not what Mars is best at. Mars is best at being this constant, consistent goalie who is, or not even a goalie, but like a horse, a charioteer, who's constantly ready at the whim of the Sun. The Sun is the objectives of the spirit that ennobles and inspires the spirit, and the placement of Mars shows how the Sun gets what it wants. This is a Sun in Aquarius person who gets what it wants through the grandeur and glissando and explosiveness and passion of Mars being in Leo. There's a constancy there. Both of these are fixed signs. There's lots to say in this regard. So Mars often does better in it's better in Capricorn or anywhere close to Capricorn because Capricorn is winter solstice vibes. It's slower, and Mars gets used over time to what is not wasteful in the vital energy field. When Mars is close to Capricorn, its exaltation point, it learns not to waste its vital energy. When Mars is close to Cancer, like it is here in Leo, it doesn't really think about the relationship between its action and its effects over time. It just wants to know what's going to blow the doors open on its immediate ambitions right now. And when it gets an ambition, it's fixed on it and it's zeroes right in on it, no matter what that is, in a way that's kind of like a lot of bluster. That's just the nature of this Mars and Leo. It's because it's so explosive that it has a less constancy. This is a person who, we said about Mars in Leo, can be very explosive and make a deep impression. That's how this Aquarius gets what it wants, is by making consistent, strategic, deep impressions in people's minds and in whatever it's trying to do as an Aquarius sun. The thing is that it'll come with its sunglasses, and it'll make the big impression, and it'll say, I'm Mr. Guy who's really suave and very talkative and socially gregarious, and I'm poetic, and I'm a good performer, and all these things, and it gets energized by performing when it performs and when it's there. And you might see them out of like 3 or 4 out of every 10 parties making these big impressions. But for the rest of those parties, they might not even show up, because they already used their gunpowder at the last party. That's the problem with this Mars, is that it's not constant, although it is effective when it's there. Having the sun in Aquarius, well, one thing to be said about this, obviously, is that there's an opposition happening here. Typically, I mean, it might not be in an exact orb, but still it's oppositions by sign, and that really makes a resonance. This opposition will be much more prominent if they're actually close by orb. Say if the sun is within 10 degrees of the same degrees as the Mars. Sun in Aquarius, we've been talking in this series, we've been going through everything. We're at a point now where the sun does well in Aquarius. Saturn is not the sun's best friend, but it's moving towards Aries. The sun is a sextile away from Aries, and that's where the sun is exalted. So there's a lot of energy here for the sun, a lot of desire and inspiration. The sun has an easy time getting its inspiration. And because Mars is opposite the sun, they aspect each other, and that is a good thing. In Vedic astrology, that, in the West, they say that oppositions are dynamic. It brings out this energy, and it does. Mars vitalizes the sun because it's opposite. In Vedic, we say that this is a good thing because they charge each other. The sun is charged up by the Mars, and it exudes a lot of energy, and it even wastes a lot of energy on its, like, glissando, on its glamour, and it will fixate on people, on resources, on a job, on an occupation that it deems necessary for whatever the Aquarius is trying to build over time in its life. And they might waste some energy doing that. But because of the opposition here, like, waste, the word is to use. Like, everybody has to use energy to fixate on something that they want to manifest in their reality. The sun being in Aquarius here, it learns what is the best place to fixate its energy on, what's useful to itself and the people around it and the organizations that it involves itself with, being Aquarius. And the Mars Leo is energized and inspired to flick its wrist and to have a gracefulness and to have a performance thing, which is intrinsic to the nature of this person. So this person does, over time, learn how to keep the groovy Leo. It uses Leo's dominating tendencies, Leo's being on top of things, being even like courageous and ambitious and even like athletic and something along the lines of like almost aggressive, so to say. And this aggressiveness meets in line with the the Aquarius sun. The aggressiveness of Mars and Leo meets Aquarius sun with a shared desire to fixate and win for the sake of the self and egotism and the ego in a lot of ways. Mars in Leo uses egotism to really fly and work out the objectives that the Aquarius wants. Aquarius is fixed and it has desires, and the ego of the Aquarius gets involved here because Mars is in Leo. It uses a leonine, a sense of my own worth, my own desire to express Dharma, to express the best that I can with my energy. And this person will learn how to cultivate over time a good sense of their energy, even though it'll still be this explosive expression, which is like emotional and which can be frustrating. There's a tension and there's energy here, but it's like an iron forge that melts the bad lead and only keeps the positive. It learns how to discern what is good for the energy field and what is going to keep it vitalized and inspired over time because of the Sun and Mars opposition. Although again, Mars being in Leo will always still have this effect of being explosive, a shotgun, and not having the constancy of energy that is the ideal placement of Mars. But I digress. That's my little spiel on it. In the bedroom, we could say that the Aquarius loves to meet with people at the mind. It's very cerebral. It's very responsible, although it's wacky. There's like there could be a cool. Through the Mars and Leo, they want to be seen as kind of a king and a real player, not necessarily a player in the sense of having sex with lots of people, but being suave, being sophisticated. Actually Aquarius wants to be sophisticated and look cool. And the Aquarius even brings the Aquarian zaniness of trying this. Maybe we could try this. And the Mars and Leo wants to do it mostly for the sake of affection. Aquarius Sun uses Mars and Leo, affection, devotional, passion, soulfulness, romance, to keep people close to them, to keep relationships close to them which are meaningful to the Aquarius. Whether that meaningfulness means romantically or whether it means like contributing to their energy field, contributing to their support structure, whether it means friends or whatever, this Aquarian person will be like this with their romances, with their friends. They'll be ardent about keeping these people in the sense that this person knows what they're doing, showing that face, right? So that was my take on Sun and Aquarius with Mars and Leo. Let's see what Phyllis Vega's Erotic Astrology has to say on the subject. Sun in Aquarius, Mars in Leo. When you love with your whole heart, and you don't tolerate deception or deceit. The fixed willfulness here is very prideful, and the Aquarius is very prideful here, and it reads into principles and meanings. It's an air sign. It reads into gestures, and it feels them very deeply. The Mars in Leo is dramatic about what the Aquarius, Sun in Aquarius, sees and feels and observes. Your close relationships have to be on your terms, and you swiftly lose interest in anyone with whom you have no intellectual connection. Not only does Aquarius love the intellect and interesting things and quirky things, but the Mars in Leo likes someone who can combat with them, who can philosophize in a way that's really, they even love to kind of push an edge and say, no, it's not like this. And to push them and say, come on, don't think like that. Like, how can you say that when this is like this and this is like this? And if the person is just like, okay, sorry, then this Aquarius with Mars and Leo will be like, oh no, debate me. Come on, you just had a point. See it through, right? It's kind of part of the fixation that this person can have. And that's what they look for in a lover who can actually compete with them, but not actually win more than they do. It's the Mars and Leo. It's like, okay, calm down. You're smart, but let me win so I can look like the badass in this relationship, please. Not even your dearest love can get away with telling you what to do. But you make a loyal, loving partner. Even though you're capable of intense passion, there's a playful, mischievous side to your nature that allows you to have a great deal of fun in bed. Moreover, your innate curiosity makes you want to try new things, and you're not afraid to venture into previously unexplored sexual territory. This is somebody who loves to be admired for their adventurousness, and they have an adventurousness and a possibly kinky, weird Aquarian kinky sort of mind. They would probably appreciate someone who's also kinky, someone who wants to appreciate the Aquarian quirky, kinky sort of thing, or interestingness. You know, it might not necessarily come out with kink per se, but certainly some kind of variety and interest. You know, maybe doing it in different places that we don't usually do it. You know, this person might ardently express that I'd love to bang you on every piece of furniture in the house, and I can't wait to. You know, these kinds of things. That was Sun in Aquarius, Mars in Leo. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was delicious and enticing. I'm Dustin Cormier for How to Rock Astrology. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you guys thought of this. And for the rest of whatever, until I see you again, thanks for watching. See you on the next video.